So I welcome all. It is a great opportunity for us. This is the second seminar of the outfit. This particular entity started in February 2014, and the main objective was to impart financial literacy, to create financial awareness in schools, colleges. Actually, our target group was schools and colleges. And we had already 20 financial literacy camps in various leading colleges and also university and business schools. Among them is the Ravenshaw Collegiate School, Utkal University Bani Vihar, Indian Institute of Mass Communication Dhenkanal, and we had a program at Koraput also that was for SSG, where it happened after 19th July last year, where we released our souvenir. Friends, we have got a lot of support from our Senior Bankers Forum, Bankers Training Solution Calcutta, our former colleagues from Reserve Bank and banking fraternity. I have the pleasure and proud privilege to give a short introduction, and most of the guests they don't require introduction also because they are known to so much to us. What is a formality? And our chief guest is Sri H.R. Khan, former DG. With a short notice, we are grateful to him that with a short notice, he has accepted our invitation. Mr. H.R. Khan was Deputy Governor in Reserve Bank from 2011 to 16 for 5 years. And he has seen long various policy making process in internal debt management, financial inclusion, and many other things. He was earlier the principal of the CAB, College of Agriculture Banking, Pune also. So he has lot of work done in working group on MFI. So his career is very popular in Reserve Bank, and he is also son of the soil. He is from Bhubaneswar. He has done his high school education and college education in Bhubaneswar before moving to JNU in New Delhi. So Mr. Khan joined Reserve Bank in 1978, and he rapidly rose to to all the ranks, and ultimately the apex position, that is the Deputy Governor. He was also director of the Bank of Maharashtra, Punjab and Sindh Bank. So he has got intimately knowledge about the banking system and banking, how it functions. So his main contribution, I can say, or we know all, that is financial inclusion area, because that was the real watershed. The working group he headed, that is a watershed for us, for the policymakers, to start financial inclusion in 2005-06, that time. This is the short introduction, and we welcome again to Mr. Khan to to our second seminar. I now, Dr. P. Krishnamurthy is our principal CGM in Reserve Bank. He was a faculty member in the Reserve Bank Staff College for 5 years, and intimately associated with the banking regulation, banking supervision, and non-banking finance companies. He was a derivative areas, and he was a trader also in the Reserve Bank, entire foreign exchange management. At a particular point of time, he was managing the entire foreign exchange of the country. Particularly during the Asian financial crisis, 1997-98, he was rather directly involved in seeing that the rupee become stable, and he has steered very nicely, and his knowledge is varies from banking, non-banking finance companies, derivative products, and he was also having education, rather a lot of seminars I attended in overseas in that process, intimately associated with Bank of International Settlement. So we welcome Mr. Krishnamurthy. Actually, Krishnamurthy was also first seminar he was there. He rather took a very important session in the first session, and he is always our friend, philosopher, guide, and we welcome Mr. Krishnamurthy. Dr. K.C. Mishra, our well-wisher. Dr. K.C. Mishra, actually, he has got a very long, prolific career. He was a topper in 73 in physics from Utkal University, Bani Vihar, and he joined Bank of India. Then he switched over to insurance sector. Ultimately, he was in insurance sector. IRD, he has done a lot of work, and presently He was also director in Doha Bank, now presently. He had a meeting in the Dubai very recently for 5 days ago. And when just informed him about the meeting, he gladly accepted. And one day before our seminar, he joined, and we are really very grateful to him. And his range of activities and range of knowledge is very wide, because he was a management teacher. He was as a vice chancellor of the Sri University. Also earlier, he was a Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management director. So we are very grateful to him that he has accepted our invitation in a short notice. So our S.K. Mitra, former executive director of NABARD, and actually he joined Reserve Bank in 1976 and had various places. And 1982 he migrated, voluntarily shifted to NABARD. And he was he was heading a lot of working group in NABARD and seen the policy making, human resources in NABARD functioning. So we welcome all the guests. Now I will just, with this introduction and again this welcoming the guests, I will just request our guest of honor, Mr. P. Krishnamurthy, to say a few words about the financial inclusion. Thank you.